What's going on, everybody? This is Bronco Juggalo,
And Bill.
and we are back with the castle that King built. Been a bit since we did one of these. The last one we did was Firestarter.
Yep.
And something you and I usually do is we talk about the book as well. Well, in this case, we're not going to be able to do that.
There's no book.
There's no book. This movie is based off of Stephen King's first screenplay.
Yeah.
This is Sleepwalkers.
A lot of people give this movie a lot of hate.
And I don't get it. I pretty much fully agree with this quote right here at the time. The most frightening Stephen King movie yet. I found this movie to be legitimately frightening in places. Not for me, but for other people. You know, I'm desensitized as hell. Of course I don't. But I could see where other people would find it to be extremely scary. There's some weird, creepy shit in this movie.
Oh, there is.
And I personally loved the fucking movie. I loved it so much that I went out right away and bought the Scream Factory edition of this. And I did get a slipcase, so that's awesome. But I fucking loved it. This may be one of the best movies I've watched all year. I had a blast with it.
And that's saying something. He watches a lot of movies.
Directed by Mick Garris, starring Brian Krause as Charles Brady and Alice Krieg as Mary Brady. We also get cameos from Clive Barker and it's not really a cameo, it's it was long ago, it was one of his earlier roles. We get Ron Perlman in the movie as a police officer. Now, as I said, this is his first original screenplay. This was not adapted from a book or a story of his. He wrote it for the movie, and they made the movie, and I love the movie. A mother and son are basically on the run again. They're being chased from town to town that they go to because they have a deep, dark secret that's been coming to light.
Spoilers. They're monsters.
Well, they're a bit different. In fact, they're vampiric cat people that suck the life out of people.
Wouldn't you? Yeah, I'd just call that a monster.
Yeah, they're a bit different. We're all human.
No, they're not. They're cat people.
A lot of fun here, guys. I really enjoyed it. Now, there is some weird shit that goes on in this movie. There's an incest angle.
Yeah.
There is... But I'll tell you what, man. That mom is fucking hot. And she was turning up the sexy in this movie. She was like... She was hot.
Yeah, but I could have done without the incest.
Yeah, it didn't bother me too much. I'm a sick fuck like that.
Yeah, you are.
So, did you have any cons for this movie?
Did have 2 cons for this film.
Okay. I'll let you roll with it, because I didn't. I loved this film. I didn't have a single con.
Okay. We're already there. I thought this film could have done without the creepy incest thing. I kind of think we could have done without that. I don't think it would have detracted from the story to not take that away. I don't know. I'm just not... I don't know. That's just ew.
I thought it was weird how they made that the way the mother fed. Like, she didn't hunt directly herself.
Yeah.
He hunted, and then they fucked, and it passed on the nutrients to her.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Weird. Okay, the only other con that I had was, why are cat people afraid of cats? That made no sense.
Like we talked about, I think it was just because the cats saw them for what they were. And they didn't like them. They, I guess, took them in, so they attacked them eventually. You know. But,
I don't know. Why are cat people afraid of cats? That made no sense to me. I'm sorry that it made no sense. That was all? Yeah.
Okay. Well, getting into pros, guys. Getting into pros. I I love the funny morality in this movie. The mother just tripped me out. She's yelling at him, "Don't swear, but get your ass over here and fuck me," basically.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, wow. He can't say the X, he can't say shit, he can't say the F word, but he can go over there and bang you out. Yeah, that makes lots of sense.
Yeah, this makes lots of sense.
It was funny to me, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. I thought it was just funny.
I'm just gonna go off what you're going with this here. The humor of this film. Mm-hmm. I do like the humor in this film all around.
Yep.
So I definitely agree with you there. That is kind of funny. The whole "don't swear, but come over here and plow me."
Yeah. Well, it's also like when he was like, "No, I don't want to do that to this girl. I think I love her, kinda." And then, but as soon as he started, he was like all in, and it was like,
yeah,
he was like, "Okay, fuck this bitch. We're just gonna kill it." That was his mission.
Yeah.
And he didn't seem to give a damn after that.
This is a new shirt. My mom's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did. I loved the humor as well, and I loved the practical effects, and I liked how they mixed the two. Honestly,
okay, yeah.
There is a really cool moment where he does. I don't want to give everything in the movie away for those of you that haven't seen it, so I'll just say spoiler warning. Here you go. You can get it out now. He literally tears a teacher's hand off, and then he hands it back to him, like. And it looked great. The practical effects looked amazing on it. It looked so good.
Yes.
And all the practical effects on the kills, the makeup job when he has his face is the cat demon thing, whatever.
Yeah. The cat
That's
person.
really good. Now, the morphing parts, if you've ever seen Willow, it's basically that same kind of morphing. Yeah. You're talking about 80s fucking CGI. It's not the greatest.
What we had.
But I didn't mind it. It didn't bother me. But I grew up with those movies, so it doesn't bother me seeing stuff like that. Yeah. I can appreciate it for what it was at the time, because at the time it was the best thing around.
Yeah, and back in the day, it kind of blew your mind, too.
It's like going from, like this week, on my Nintendo Switch, I paid whatever money, and I downloaded for the year, I get the Super Nintendo Classic games and the NES Classic games.
Oh, nice.
And they just put up one of my favorites, Joe and Mac.
Oh, I love Joe and Mac. They just put
Joe and Mac on there. But, we were thinking, back in the day when we were growing up, and then we went from Atari, Nintendo to Super Nintendo, even though it went from 8-bit to 16-bit, which is not a big deal, we were like, oh my god, these graphics are so badass.
And then to 64.
Oh, I know. And then at 64, we're like, holy cow, it's so real looking. Even though it was all blocky and shit. And
our minds were still fucking blown.
Now we've got practically where we're looking in mirrors while we're playing video games.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. We grew up with that shit, so it doesn't bother me that it was that older style. Yeah, honestly, I think if they were to take this movie and remaster it and redo it with new special effects, I would actually think it would lose something.
I think it probably would.
I think it would lose something. That's just me. I'm just saying.
I think you're right there, just because we did grow up with that type of practical effects, and that's the thing. When you grow up with practical effects, like, everybody knows I hate CGI. I'm not a big fan of it. I love practical effects, but he's right. The CGI wasn't horrible for its time.
And I like CGI when it's used right. But we've talked about that a million times.
Yes, we have. So. He already touched on this with the practical effects. The teacher, Mr. Phallus, getting his hand torn off. I love this kill scene. And sitting there watching it, I was like, I know that guy. Oh, it's Associate Bob. Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Demolition Man.
Yeah. I thought, oh my god, he's killing Associate Bob from Demolition Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this scene. I thought this scene was very well done. The practical effects and the humor of handing him his own hand, and he's trying to blackmail the kid. And bad idea, man.
We've already talked about the humor. That was a pro for me too, but we've already pretty much talked about it.
But I love this scene.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't trying to say for you. I was just Never mind. Sorry, I didn't mean to that's not how I meant it, but sure.
I didn't know where you were going.
That's okay.
All right, anyways, I just love this scene. This whole scene is amazing because he thinks, oh, I'm gonna blackmail you. Like, what the fuck are you gonna blackmail him for? It kind of made a little no sense.
He wanted some ass. I was right. I was talking about it with the guys. I was like, because he gives him kind of this look, and he puts his hand kind of.
Oh.
He wanted some ass. That's what he wanted.
Okay.
Yep.
Now
you get it. Yep. He wanted ass.
Just because I ain't that way, and I don't know.
He wanted an underage boy ass. Yep. So.
Well, Associate Bob got what he deserved.
Yeah. Guys, I really, really like the dialogue in this movie.
Oh, okay.
It's extremely well written. The dialogue is a lot of fun. It's funny. And in some places, it's almost preposterous sounding, but it's really fun. Like, there's a cop, and he's chasing Charles around, car chase. And he's on the CB, and he's like, I'll be there or something right after I get down on this lawless perpetrator. And like, we were talking about it, it reminded me. He had a cat, and fucking Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane from Dukes of Hazzard used to have a dog with him when he rode.
Yeah.
And this guy was like, he reminded me of Dukes of Hazzard. I was like, oh my God.
This is a pro of mine too. The Dukes of Hazzard feel like that chase scene.
Yeah, that chase scene. But the dialogue is really good throughout the whole movie. I like it all. I think it's extremely well written. I think the King did a great job on the screenplay, great job with the dialogue. Because, as I said, for his first time, too, not damn bad, if you ask me,
Oh, no.
The King's always had a good ear for the way people talk.
Yeah, he does, from different time periods, too. Mm-hmm. My last pro for this film is I love the end of this film.
Me too.
It's like when cats attack. And they were led by the cop's cat Clovis. Mm-hmm. It's just a really cool scene. It's just all these cats.
The effects in that scene were really good too.
Yeah.
And then the fire effects that they did. That, you could tell that was a stunt person, and all that stuff was really good in that ending, wrap up to the film. I kind of touched on this a little bit before, and I just want to reiterate my final pro, and it ties into that end scene too. There is legitimately scary parts to this movie. There is legitimate scares in this movie. Especially, could you imagine somebody that has a cat phobia? There's, but there's parts where if you're a kid and you're watching this movie, you'd probably be scared. Whereas, like, when he's got the fucking makeup on and he looks fucking evil and it's fucking scary. But there's parts where the lighting is done just right and it makes a really good atmosphere and a scary mood. There's parts where when the cats are shredding up on him, it's pretty scary. There is a lot when he goes like batshit crazy intense on his girlfriend. It's kind of freaky. There is some legitimately scary stuff in this movie, and I would call it a legitimately scary horror film. Now, as I said, somebody like myself and even you, we're very desensitized.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of desensitized, I bought another copy of Serbian Film.
Why?
Because it was in a bundle of other movies I wanted.
Oh.
So I bid on the bundle, so I'm getting another copy of it.
Hooray, what a piece of trash that was.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, overall, I was thoroughly impressed. Had a big blast with this. I know you did too.
Oh, yeah.
We had lots of fun watching it together. We laughed, we cried, we came,
What is wrong with you anymore?
I gotta have something to laugh about.
Just go to Walmart and watch people, or the airport and watch people. You get tons of laughs.
It's a quote from Sons of Anarchy.
Like I said, just go to the airport or Walmart. You'll find plenty to laugh at.
Right. Well, guys, this has been another edition of the Castle of the King. Bill, let us know your thoughts on this movie down below.
A lot of people hate this film.
Yeah. Let's start a conversation about it. I'll bet you I can get you to come around on my way of thinking. I'm good like that. This is Bronco Juggalo saying, until the next Castle the King built, peace.
And Bill say, good night.
You can catch this fade, but I got money to make, so I'ma turn my back on you. Fuck them, fuck you, what your ass gon' do when the vamp and the hunter come through? Buck through. Fuck them, fuck you, what your ass gon' do when the vamp and the hunter come through? Buck through. Raise your hands, what it do? This I got the gospel.